Thank you for taking your seats. Welcome to the 45th anniversary of our Black History program. My name is Dana Grant, and I am excited and honored to be your Mistress of Ceremony this evening. I moved here about 2 years ago from the South Bay, and I feel so grateful to have found this group of people that make up the Petaluma Blacks for Community Development. First, we want to acknowledge being on Native American land. We gratefully acknowledge the Native people on whose ancestral homeland we gather, as well as the diverse and vibrant Native communities who made their homes here and in the neighboring communities. We acknowledge that the Coast Miwok people called this land home before others arrived. We recognize them as the original stewards of the land on which we now live. Our invocation will be given by Shola Okoyen, Assistant Pastor at the Village Baptist Church, Petaluma.
Good evening, everybody. Won't you pray with me? Lord, as we have gathered in this place today to celebrate Black History Month, we come to you with hearts full of gratitude for the contributions of Black people throughout history. We thank you for the many who have fought for freedom, justice, and equality for all. Their sacrifice and commitment to justice is something that we all aspire to in the areas that you've given us influence. We pray for healing in our nation, for the wounds caused by racism and discrimination to be mended, and for a spirit of unity to prevail. Help us to understand the experiences of those who have suffered from racial injustice, and may we be a conduit by which your love and grace finds its way into society, making it more just and equitable. We pray for Black communities across the world, that they may be protected from harm and violence, and that they may have access to the resources they need to thrive. We ask that you would lift up their voices and amplify their stories so that the world may better understand their struggles as well as their triumphs. And we also pray for the future, that all children, regardless of their skin color, may grow up in a world that values and celebrates diversity. How horrible it would be to walk into an ice cream shop and see only one flavor. Diversity was your idea. Discrimination was not. May we all work together to build a future where justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. We ask for your blessing on the rest of this gathering and all who will participate. And we ask these things in your beautiful name. Amen.
Thank you. The Negro National Anthem, or Lift Every Voice and Sing, was publicly performed as a poem in celebration of Abraham Lincoln's birthday in 1900. The poem was written by James Weldon Johnson and J. Rosamond Johnson, and in 1919, the NAACP chose that poem as its Negro National Anthem. This evening, the Negro National Anthem will be sung by Faith Luster, a distinguished gospel and jazz singer. She will be accompanied by Patricia Smith on the piano. Please stand. The words to the song are on the back of your program.
that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has taught us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in thy path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath our hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
That was beautiful. Wow, Faith, thank you so much. Now, our Sonoma County Supervisor, David Rabbit, will present to Gloria Robinson, our founder, a resolution from the county.
Well, it's so good to see you, Gloria.
It's good to be seen.
It is really good to be seen, and it's wonderful to be here, and thank you very much, first off, for inviting me and including me here tonight to celebrate together the Black History Month and honoring and acknowledging the Petaluma Blacks for community development on the occasion of their 45th anniversary. And first, let me just say, I applaud your efforts to share Black history and culture with the community, and to do so free of charge so that all can attend. I share your efforts to rid our community of hate and once and for all get rid of those issues that divide us based on the color of our skin. I share your values, our values, of uplifting all children, which I think was it your granddaughter and my daughter who danced together way back when? We used to see each other often. My daughter Megan now works for the United Nations back in DC and is doing well, trying to do all what's right, or make the world a better place. So I appreciate that long friendship that we've had. But I do share our efforts, of uplifting all children, being the best positive role model, sharing ideas through conversations that will make us a better and just community. And I just want to thank the current leadership, but special thanks, of course, to the people who formed this community building organization some 45 years ago. Gloria Robinson. And I know Faith Ross was there from the beginning. I believe Ted Morris and Nadine Lawson were part of that original crew as well. So on February 7th of this month, the Board of Supervisors did unanimously approve a resolution honoring and acknowledging Petaluma Blacks for community development on the occasion of its 45th anniversary. I thought I would say those words rather than read all the whereases. But the font's pretty small because there's a lot of accomplishments, but I do want to give you this and just say thank you Thank you for the community, from the community, for all the work that you have done. And thank you for your leadership, the inspiration 45 years ago to get a group like this together, and for fighting and challenging all of us through the years to be a better place. Gloria, thank you. I'll give you that. I'll take this.
No, let me thank you for your service to the county for many years. On behalf of Petaluma Blacks for Community Development, and thank all the supervisors that signed this.
Definitely will.
You're okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, all. Welcome to our annual Black History Program. This is our 45th year sharing our history with our community. Thanks to our city leaders and the community for their support. When I read a quote from the father of Black history, Carter G. Woodson, it said, "If a race has no history, if it has no worthwhile tradition, it becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated." Wow. Look what's happening in Florida, trying to take black books off the school shelves, Black history away from the community. I'm so thankful to be here in California where we don't have those problems. The families that have been a part of the group for over 10 years, please come to the front. The light. Come to the front. And so, please don't clap until all are here. I would like Faith Ross, President of Petaluma Blacks and Chairman of exhibit at the museum. The Duncan family, if here, Annette Johnson, Angela Robinson, Dina Sanati, Ted Keys participated on the program and his children too. Christy Bobbitt, let me share a little something about Christy. Christy came to our Black History program years ago with a baby in a carrier, and look at them now. They are part of our new they are part of our youth group, the Grapevine Leadership, which was started in 2021. Okay. Dorian Bartley. Dorian group is has 10 years old, and what they've been doing, playing jazz for the opening of Black History Month. Attila, is Attila here? No. Well, Attila was a stage help for years in our lights and sound. Tracy Blakely, not here. Okay. It's Denise Ward. We have had many members move away and many pass. So on, gone, not together. If a family member is here, please stand. But, excuse me, yeah, oh, okay, the keys, Joy, well, I have down Ted Keys. Okay. Okay, now you can applaud. Most of our members have moved away and many are gone on, but not forgotten. If a family member is here, please stand at your seat and we will bring the flowers to you. Okay, I have down Harold and Ruth Ball. They did good exhibits. Nadine Lawson was our secretary. Ted and Claudette Morris. Ted sung the Negro National Anthem at all our programs. Herbert and Dorothy Morris was our first MC at the Five Corners Community Center. Now it's Poly Class Center. Gladys Williams, Artie Richardson, and Inez DeVoe. And Mona Golden. Thanks, and I'd like to thank the new members, and remember, Black history is American history.
Thank you, Gloria. So I hope you're ready to move a little bit in your chairs. because we have Tina Rogers, who will share information about the origin of hip hop and show us a few steps. Let's give her a hand.
Hello, everybody.
Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see,
Thank you, Petaluma Blacks, for community development. 45 years. I'll let you guys know right now, hip-hop is 50 years. Put your hands together, side to side, side to side.
you don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make you.
So we all know that this beat here comes from the 1970s, right? Who remembers 1977, 1978? Put your hands up. Okay, yep. Let's side to side. Just move your body just like that. Move your body just like that. Clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Say hip, hop, a hippie to the hippie, a hip, hip, a hop, you don't stop, a rock it. Give yourselves a big round of applause, everybody. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. A little bit more in the monitor.
The mic, so you can't resist everybody. I say it goes like this when I was coming.
Yeah, I know the kids are sitting there, they're like, what? What do you mean? So for me, for my minutes that I have, can we turn on the house lights a little bit so I can see some of the children's eyes? Because I was like, who remembers 1977, 1978? A lot of people like, and the kids was like, because I could feel the energy. Yes, 50 years. That's what hip hop is. So we are going to definitely move, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of background, just not only just about hip hop, but just in general about black music, American music. Black people's music is Americans' music. And it's very, 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 very simple. It's so simple that it starts with the... It starts with the beat. Not this drum beat from the djembe, but the heartbeat. You see, us black people, we're categorized a lot. African Americans, black, Negroes, pronounced wrong, negro, colored, Native Americans, indigenous. Some people, their ancestors came from one of the 54 countries in Africa. So when they're saying African Americans, that's kind of hard when everybody from Africa in those 54 countries, they call themselves by their country name. Ugandan, Zimbabwean, Mali, Egypt, South Africa, Algeria, Morocco. I only named some, not even 8. You get what I'm saying? So these people here, we're indigenous to the Americas. How do I know? I went to Soweto and Johannesburg. They asked me some questions. They also told me some things. They said, Tina, your people are from the Americas. I knew that. My ancestors always said we were Cherokee, Blackfoot, Choctaw. I've never heard of anything about Africa. So that's something that we have to rewrite there. But we're talking about hip-hop. How did hip-hop get 50? See, because at one point they said there was Negro spirituals, slave spirituals, colored people spirituals, bring me a little water, freedom songs, sun up to sundown, whipped by the massa. No more auction block for me. Then they said there was, gospel music. We're in a church. Praise the Lord. Gospel. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Let's give it up for the Lord. Then our music changed. Because the teenagers and the kids was like, Jesus, Jesus, when I'm dancing, they're talking about Jesus. Then they started doing boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 teacher, teacher, boom, 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 I got some really bad news. Boom, 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 my dog ate my homework. Boom, 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 that's why I'm singing the blues. Boom, 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 my baby left me. Boom, 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 because I never text back. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, all right, you know how I am. Nina's laughing at me. Okay, so, but then there were some black men that picked up some instruments, and they started jazz music. We created that. It's American music, black people music. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I went to Alabama with a banjo on my knee. The banjo's from Africa. That's called hillbilly music. It's called country now. But it was for the black people. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I went to Alabama with a banjo on my knee. The Europeans love our music. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. R&B, rhythm and blues, race music. My girl, Beyonce. Single ladies. It's all rhythm and blues, and it's still here. And that's older than 50. Wah, ba, ba, loo, ba, ba, wah, ba, ba. Heavy metal. Bluegrass. Rock and roll. We created that. Stand alive, stand alive. Ah, 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 ah. LGBTQI, letters. That, yeah, our cousins created that. House music came from disco. Stand alive, house music got faster, called techno. And the kids should be able to say what the music is called now. Do you know? Should I spell it out for you? EDM, electronic dance music. Why? Because our cousins in Europe was like, up all night. I'm like, really? So then they're like, well, where did hip-hop come? James Brown, Bootsy Collins, Sly and them, that guitar, bing, ding, 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 bang, ding, 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 funk music. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Oh, I got it. I love this one. Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. Funk music. It used to actually be a bad name. Bad word, I guess. But then there was something that happened because when our music changes, American music, black music, African American, Negro, whatever you want to call us, it goes out of struggles. It goes out of changes. So we had this situation that said, boom, ka, ba-boom, ba-boom, ka, boom, ka, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba. You killed Dr. King, huh? Hip-hop comes from the civil rights movement. It's a cadence. When I go, boom, ka, ba-boom, every 7 and 8-year-old get up like this. Like it's Groundhog Day. Go for it. And it doesn't matter their race, culture. I'm like, wow, you guys are hip-hop. So hip-hop came from a movement. But then it was like, got confusing for everybody. Because out of the whole entire universe right now, or universes here right now, guess what? Hip-hop is the #1 selling music. Hip-hop is the most music spread around the whole entire world. People use it in all different cultures, countries, languages, sign language, everything like that. And it was like, why hip-hop? So before we move on to the movement part of it, hip-hop is a culture. It's a subculture. Fashion. It's the way you dress. Somebody said, what does your hat say? It says, stop playing. Me and the young native kids be rocking these now because nobody's playing. They're like, land back. We're like, yeah. Hip-hop is art. Dance is art. You're not a pencil or a marker or a paintbrush. You will move. And if you want it to stick on the wall, well, then film it and show it. Do you get it? It's not that one like that. So the art is different. DJing. It's not just it's playing some music, playing some other music, but only playing the best part of the songs. That's what happened. Dun, 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 dun. And you keep it going for like 20 minutes. It's funny. It's a culture. It's a subculture. I was born in it. When hip-hop was around, I lived in Petaluma when I was 6 years old. My mom worked at PG&E, then we moved to Runner Park. Hip-hop has been around before I was 4. So I can tell you right now that I'm like a little bit older than you guys. So we have language. Yo, yo, yo. I don't mean Spanish like yo soy. I mean yo, yo, yo. What's up, what's up? It's a language. It's a code, the way you talk. There's hip-hop, the music. But then more importantly, a lot of people don't understand about the graffiti. And it's unfortunate with the graffiti because they're like, oh, that's a bad thing. It's bad to go to someone's house and tag and put your name on there. But when you're kicked out of the art museums because no one thinks that your art is good enough or it's not art, then maybe in New York City you say, hey, you know all those subway trains that are going around the whole city? You hear them all day and night. They're white. Well, guess what? Not now. Boom! Murals everywhere. And guess what? Your mural rides. Abandoned buildings, slumlords. And then now we're putting them all on schools and all that kind of stuff in good faith. That's hip-hop. Then they were talking about the dance, hip-hop dance. And before there was any type of real hip-hop dance, there was break dance. Give it up for break dance. Break dance. People didn't understand what that's about. Break dance is about nonviolence. There was a time when kids, and a lot of people, you don't have to get along, be respectful. But everybody knows some people have gotten in neighborhood fights. Before it used to be fighting, then all of a sudden it went from like sticks and bottles, and all of a sudden we know of all the other weapons that can happen. We're like, whoa. So what happens is the people in the community that are responsible, the people that are people of churches, the people that care, they say, hey, knock it off, stop fighting, we got something else for you to do. Well, we'll create organizations, we'll do something. Well, guess what? Instead of you fighting against each other, you fight by breakdancing. That's how it happens. So let me tell you, I'm going to help you. This is how it is. Number 1, what is this called? Arm wave. Because we're using our arm to do the wave, right? So here it is. I did the arm wave to you. And yeah, your eyes went, whoop. And so then, what would you do? You'd be like, oh, okay, Tina, I got you. So I'm no longer going to do this arm wave. Now I'm going to do the body wave. And then it's like, to me, I'm like, what? Really? Okay. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the tick. Boom, 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 boom. And then you're going to be like, what? That's some Michael Jackson. All kinds of, and just making up stuff, doing flips. Then all of a sudden you're like, really? Dun, 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 boom. And you start doing all this breakdance and gymnastic stuff, flipping all around, spinning all over your head and all that kind of stuff. Why? So you don't be in a gang. So you're not fighting. That's what hip-hop is. Yep, clap for it. Hold on, I ain't done. Don't cut my mic off. Then you have, they're like, well, then what's rap? They're like, what's rap? Rap is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, talking. Rap is A, B, C, D, F, G. Rap is A to the B, the C, the D, the E, the F, the F, the F, the F, the G. Everyone stand up quickly. Let's go. Here we go. Right here. There's a magic number in dance. It's called 8. I'm going to say 5, 6, 7, 8. Copy me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great job. Body wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bend at the joints. 1, 2, 3. Lou, you're dope, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember our cousins from Egypt?
Looking for the perfect beat, searching for the perfect beat.
And the number 1, we all know, robot. Here we go. Say hold. Pause. Hey. Clap. Clap. Clap.
Just take some action. Listen out, listen out. On your radio, you hear perfect beats play. If it makes you satisfied, just get up on it and ride. Give me up. But if you're looking for the perfect beat, people, well, here's a perfect beat for you.
Yeah. Give it up for hip hop, everybody. My name I'm a multicultural arts educator, dance teacher. Thank you for having me. You guys did a good job.
That was great. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for getting us moving. Next, yeah, let's give her another round of applause. She deserves it. That's right. Woo. Next, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening, Natalie Rogers. Thank you. Yes, Natalie was elected to the Santa Rosa City Council in this, yeah. Natalie was elected to the Santa Rosa City Council in November 2020 and became mayor of the city in December 2022. She represents District 7, which includes the neighborhoods within Southwest Santa Rosa. Natalie is a mother of 8 children, a licensed marriage and family therapist. She is very active in her children's schools and volunteers with the North Bay Labor Council. Natalie also works for a local health provider and operates her own private counseling business. Let's welcome Natalie to the stage, rather, and hopefully she can tell us how she does all of that in a 24-hour day.
Thank you. Can we please turn the lights down just a little bit? Thank you. All right, so I would like to begin by thanking the Petaluma Blacks for Community Development for allowing me to speak this evening, and all of you for being here. Hello, my name is Natalie Rogers. I'm currently the mayor of Santa Rosa, California. Thank you. I am the first Black mayor in the city of Santa Rosa. I am the first female Black vice mayor in the city of Santa Rosa, and the first representative for District 7, which is located in Southwest Santa Rosa. So, my disclaimer is I want to tell you, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. If anything, this is more of a letter to myself, because these are my truths. So thank you very much for your patience. I was raised in Marin City, California. My mother was a maintenance worker for Marin Housing, and my stepfather worked for operating engineers. I am the wife to Andre T. Rogers, who is a Mississippi native and a United States Army veteran. I am the mother of 8 beautiful children, ranging in ages from 25 to 11, and 2 grandsons. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I have a small private counseling practice, and I also work in healthcare. Now that you know a little about me, I would like to dive right into the theme for this evening. From enslaved to the path of freedom, the power of Black resistance. What a powerful, powerful theme that is. It would take too long than the allotted time that I was given to explore the many facets of this theme, so please bear with me as I attempt to open my heart and share my truths with you. Enslavement, by definition, is the act of controlling someone's actions, thoughts, emotions, or life completely. The Association for the Study of African American Life and History chose Black resistance as the 2023 theme because as societal and political forces escalate to limit the access to and exercise of the ballot, eliminate the teaching of Black history, and work to push us back into the 1890s, and yes, I did say that correct, the 1890s, we can only rely on our capacity to resist. When me and my husband had this conversation, he said, "Wow, resist is such a strong word. Maybe you should use a different word." And I said, "Babe, but it's not my word. But we will use that word because we need to resist. There is no way that I will not fight for my 8 children and my 2 grandchildren and just allow this world to push us back into the 1890s. Resistance is the act or power of resisting, opposing, or withstanding the opposition. In 1865, slavery was abolished with the 13th Amendment, but was it really? Although slavery, in which an individual is considered the personal property of another, was abolished, blacks in the United States of America were far from free. Some of our obstacles, to name only a few, were the Jim Crow laws, separate but equal, redlining, and the list goes on and on. I'm not standing here to give you a history lesson because honestly, I could use a refresher. The reason why I'm saying this is because in my heart, I feel that blacks in America have the tightest, strongest, heaviest chains, and we cannot seem to break free. These chains are not physical chains, but these chains are the chains of our minds. Being in the field of psychology, I know that you don't have to have physical barriers if you condition the mind. So a stimuli does not have to be present if classical conditioning is present. If I always walk into my grandmother's house and I know that there's baked goods, whether or not there's baked goods or not, I'm gonna smell and want the baked goods every time I walk into her house. This is the classical conditioning. Although blacks are not in physical chains, we have thoughts of self-doubt, destructive behavior, self-sabotaging behaviors, and negative self-talk. We have been taught that we are not good enough, not deserving, and that we have to work 10 times as hard to achieve what others can achieve. Passed up on promotions, not chosen for positions in organizations, not provided with loans in order to house our families, only to live in certain areas, or even having our homes appraised at lower values, which many would call modern day redlining. And this did happen to my friends in Marin, unfortunately, so I'm really sad about that. If you are black in America, this is not new to you. Diversity, equity, inclusion are words that are flying around all over Sonoma County. But I want to let you know that no matter your title or privilege that you believe you have, it only takes minutes for you to be reminded that you are black in America. It does not matter how many letters I have behind my name, that Madam Mayor is in front of my name, because to many, I am just another black woman. And please don't let my hair be all over my head, because then they really don't know who I am. So, just last week, my husband and I were at Lazy Boy Furniture in Santa Rosa. We're looking to purchase a coffee table. We walked through the store browsing, determining what would look best in our living room. We were not greeted by any employee, and multiple employees walked past us. On our way out of the store, a white couple walked in and was greeted with much enthusiasm by one of the employees that had walked by us. This is not an isolated incident. As much as I didn't want to, I went on Facebook, I went on social media, and I said, this just happened to me. This is not okay. And I received so much support, and someone on social media commented, and he said, although Lazy Boy is a chain, the people that work at Lazy Boy in Santa Rosa live here in Sonoma County. So that is a reflection of people that we have living here. While on the city council, I have been undermined, disrespected, not allowed the opportunity to speak until decisions have already been made. As mayor, I have been told that people are not going to fulfill certain roles or duties that are assigned to them because I myself am the mayor. that they will not follow the directives that they were given, but then request that I do something for them as if I need to gain their favor. I have even attended functions and not had my own colleagues acknowledge or speak to me. I was informed I should have considered these consequences before I agreed to become mayor. Discrimination is real, and it is real in Sonoma County, but these are my truths. I have cried, I have laughed to keep from crying, and I have felt unsupported at times. I vowed not to let what was going on behind closed doors out into the public, because that is not the perception that you want people to have of your organization. I decided to tell you all my truth because being silent allows the behaviors to continue. Allowing microaggressions to happen and turning a blind eye is not working. Becoming angry, whether it is inward facing or outward facing, is not working. I have been labeled the angry Black woman because I am passionate and express that when discussing an issue. I don't have the luxury of my counterparts to talk with my hands or raise my voice or simply stray from the expected behaviors. These luxuries are given to others. They're just not given to me. Enough about what is happening and what I can't do. I want to take a minute to focus on what I can do and what you can do. And this is when I start writing to myself, so bear with me. What can I do to take my power back? First and foremost, we have to unify. We have to support one another, empower one another, and invest in our own communities. And I will say it again. We have to unify. We have to support one another, empower one another, and invest in our own communities. We need to educate ourselves as well as others about microaggressions and the impact that microaggressions have on our communities. We need to recognize our own bias and prejudice against not only others, but ourselves, our people. Thank you. How would I feel if one of my sons informed me that they only wanted to date white women? I would have a lot of feelings about that. Was I a bad mother? Did I not teach them the value of Black women? And how can my son truly love me if he cannot be in love with someone that looks like me? And lastly, I worked and invested so much into my son. I would feel like he is turning his back on Black women. Are my hips too wide, my lips too big, or personality too strong? Because this body carried my son. These lips sang to him. And these lips also taught him right from wrong. And this personality taught him strength. Please don't misunderstand me. I am speaking on this hypothetical scenario that my son refuses to date any Black woman. Because I believe love is love, and I support my children no matter the color of their partner, but I do not believe love is blind. Next, if we want legislation to change, we need to put more people in leadership roles of color. How do we do this, you may ask? Educate ourselves on the issues. Just because someone is of color does not mean they share and hold your same values. Contribute to campaigns. Get out and walk for candidates. Make phone calls to encourage others to vote for them. And you yourself, get out and vote. Make sure everyone in your household that is of age is registered to vote. Believing that our vote does not count is by design. We should know our votes count, or they wouldn't be trying so hard to pass laws to keep us from the voting polls. If the schools won't teach our children Black history, then guess what? It is up to us to teach our children Black history. I have, I think, 4 children that are currently in school in Sonoma County. And this is a problem right here. We don't have to go to Florida. We don't have to go to Texas. We don't have to go anywhere. This is a problem right here in Sonoma County. Our children are not being taught Black history. Actually, in some schools, Black History Month is not even acknowledged if we really want to get to the real of things. History does repeat itself, and we don't know what to look for, no matter how subtle it appears, if we don't know our history. I would say that we can get in trouble, but I really think that we are currently in trouble. We need to decide where we want to spend our money. I'm not sure about you, but I work really hard for my money. And places like Lazy Boy will not get a dime from me. Don't be silent if you are wrong. Tell others so they don't go to that establishment. We have so much power, yet we give it away. I have heard people say when they go somewhere and they are not treated respectfully, I'll just give a bigger tip because this is showing them that I have money. And I'm like, I'm just keeping my money in my pocket and I'm going somewhere else to show someone else that I have money. Next, don't allow our children to be called the N-word in schools. Stop allowing teachers to put our children in special education when they don't need it. Be present at the schools so the administration, staff, and teachers know that our children are supported. And although my son is a football star here in Petaluma, I am going to say, let our children know that they are more than just athletes. If we want our children to know all this, we need to start respecting our children within our homes. When we call them fat, slow, special ed, nappy-headed, or put them down, these names and remarks stay with them forever. We need to uplift ourselves as well as our children. If we don't want someone else calling our children something, then maybe we should not be calling them that ourselves. I stand before you not as an expert, but as a Black mother, wife, grandmother, professional, and local elected, asking you to stop enslaving yourselves and each other. Let's take control of our actions, thoughts, emotions, and lives. Let's break free of the chains that have enslaved us for far too long. When we think about the task, it is daunting, intimidating, and difficult to deal with. That is why we need to start here in our own homes. Start when we look in the mirror. Start when we look at our children. I'm going to take 2 seconds to ask someone to come help me. Kiki, can you come help me? Kiki, you are unstoppable. You are beautiful. You can do amazing things. You are brave and you are smart. Never give up on your dreams. Black lives matter and your lives matter. You have a purpose, and don't ever forget that you were here, you were put here for a reason, okay?
Okay.
Okay. You can stay with me. You can stay. Then we can branch out into our local communities. Once we deal with our own households, then we can go statewide, and then we can go nationally. If you have not already started, the time to start is now. Blacks deserve a safe space where Black lives can be sustained, fortified, and respected. The sacrifices of our ancestors should not be forgotten, their tears, scars, and the pain that they endured. We continue to be on the path to freedom, but we are not free. But we do have access to the keys. Please join me on this path of Black resistance in 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Rogers. Yes, she deserves that. The Martin Luther King Committee has a speech contest every year, and we are fortunate to have one of the contestants, Layla Parrish. Layla is a 16-year-old and an 11th grader at Rancho Cotati High School. The title of Layla's speech today is Love plus Power equals Justice. Let's welcome Layla to the stage.
Hi, I'm Layla, a junior at Rancho Cotati High School, and this is my speech. Power plus love equals justice. Power is influence. It is the ability to influence and direct the lives of people around you. Without love, power turns into greed and dictatorship. Instead of correcting hate, it runs the risk of adding to the hate we already experience, creating more structures and institutions that thrive off of hate. Instead of liberating our community from the structures that are built from that injustice, it ends up hurting more people than helping. People who display this type of power in everyday life end up hurting the people they love the most and end up causing problems for those who seek to help them. Love is human nature. We love the things we care for and the things we believe matter. Love is also an action, the action of devoting yourself to service and helping others. If we don't have power in the way we love, it turns into self-sabotage, helping the people around us but hurting ourselves. Love without power lacks strength and intellect, and it turns a blind eye to nuance. It doesn't stand a chance at rebuilding and correcting structures and behaviors that work off of prejudice. An example of this type of love in everyday life is when you constantly put others before yourself, to the point where you are emotionally burdened from the issues of others, and you continue to use your compassion until you crack under pressure. Black activists fought for Black Americans with both love and power during the Civil Rights Movement, and ultimately they were successful in their goal. They were able to use their power in a way that was peaceful but demanding at the same time. They showed their loving nature in the way they influenced others and were compassionate to those around them. They lived in a time where hate was normalized, and they knew how to correct the hate in a way that was insistent in correcting the culture that was formed from that hate. Historically, power has been seen as an opponent of love. Black activists challenged these ideas they showed that they're a necessary pair when working to implement justice into a culture that thrives off of injustice. In life, it is important to walk with power and treat people with love, and that way we will be the most successful.
Thank you, Layla. That was wonderful. Faith Luster, a graduate of Howard University, has graced the stage with many notable celebrities like Aaron Neville, Anita Baker, Diana Ross. At an early age, Faith developed an affinity for jazz and has combined that style with her gospel roots. Please help me welcome again Faith Luster. Oh. Yeah. Faith will also be accompanied by Patricia Smith on the piano. Thank you.
Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? And why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven and home? For Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. Oh, His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? And why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven and home? For my Jesus is my portion. He's a constant friend, is He. Oh, His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. Oh, I sing because I'm happy. Oh, I sing because I'm free. Oh, His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. Oh, and I know He watches me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Faith. And thank you, Patricia. Yes, let's give them another round of applause. We're actually going to ask Faith to come back for another song. I think she did so great. We're going to ask her to come back for another song. Come on, Faith and Patricia. Yeah, let's do it. Wonderful.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I bring you greetings from New City Church in Alameda, well, Jack London, Oakland, California. I am coming all the way from Alameda, so glad to be here in Petaluma and get to view the beautiful mountains with the snow. So I want to sing Amazing Grace, if that's okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. The grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home, and grace will lead me home. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Faith and Patricia. So glad you made it all the way from Alameda to join us here. Wonderful. In 2021, Petaluma Blacks for Community Development started a Black youth group centered on inspiring and encouraging Black youth to achieve excellence and exhibit a heightened level of confidence and thirst for knowledge. You're going to meet a few of these exceptional students as they recite poems for you.
My name, all right, let's see. My name, is this on? Okay. All right. My name's Nina Boblet, and I'm part of the Grapevine Youth Leadership Group. Our group is sponsored by Petaluma Blacks for Community Development and provides an opportunity for Black youth in Sonoma County to work on leadership, fellowship, and service. When asked to do this project, we would ask what project we would like to do to express what we have learned about Black resistance. Some of us in Grapevine decided to use poetry, either by writing our own poems or reading poems that represent Black resistance and elevate the voices of Black poets. Today, we have some of those poems to share with you. First up, we have Lilia Boyd. Lilia is a 7th grader, and she reads Colorblind by Lemon Sisse. Second, we have Hayden Gordon. Hayden is a 9th grader who is sharing the poem Until I Rise by Maya Angelou. Next, I will read my own poem called Black Resistance.
Hi, I'm Lilia Boyd, and I'm going to be reading Colorblind by Lem Sisse. And I chose this poem because it reminds me to be comfortable in my own skin and not let anyone change my perspective on it and myself. If you can see the sepia in the sun, shades of gray in fading streets, the radiating bloodshot in a child's eye, the dark stains on her linen sheets, if you can see oil separate on water, the turquoise of leaves on trees, the reddened flush of your lover's cheeks, the violet peace of calm seas, if you can see the bluest eye, the purple and petals of the rose, the blue anger, the venom of the volcano, the creeping orange of the lava flows, if you can see the red dust of the famished road, the white airtight strike of Nike's sign, the skin tone of a Lucian Freud, the colors of his frozen subjects in mime, if you can see the white mist of the oasis, the red, white, and blue that you defend, if you can see it all through the blackest pupil, the colors stretching and the rainbow suspended, if you can see the breached blue dusk and the caramel curls and swirls of tea, why do you say you are colorblind when you see me?
Hello, everyone. My name is Hayden Gordon, and I chose the poem Still I Rise, written by Maya Angelou, to read to you today because I believe it encompasses my definition of Black resistance. It emphasizes the importance of self-respect and confidence you must have in order to be successful, to not let others' beliefs of you, of what you should be, expropriate the aspirations you have for your own future. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you upset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes? Shoulders falling down like teardrops weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Though you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my appearance upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I've got diamonds at the meetings of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaning behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
Black Resistance by Nina Boblet. Black Resistance. Black resistance is success, a powerful tool to better the future. not what we do, but who we are. The instrument that drove people of the past to fight against slavery, fight against Jim Crow. Mending the pieces of our community broken by racism is Black resistance. Being strong and not afraid to speak your mind is Black resistance. Black joy is the outcome of Black resistance. Next up, we have a video from Kate Bilal, an 8th grader, reading a poem she wrote called Never Again.
Never again will we cast aside others, because differences can't divide us. And people have tried, rights have been denied, those in power have lied, and there have been nights where we've had to decide if we should just swallow our pride. But all odds have been defied, because they can't divide us if we're unified. Never again will we turn on each other, because we've learned and grown to earn each other's trust so we can turn over a new leaf, and I won't let us burn in the bonfire of history's unspoken evils. So return hatred with kindness and learn to discern injustice. Never again will hatred possess us to oppress others and make them think they're worth less. And though this world may be a mess, I believe we can make progress. So bless our future success, because we will never again have to face injustice.
Thank you, Grapevine Youth Group. You'll see more of those students later in the program. The title of our Black History exhibit this year is From Enslavement to the Path of Freedom, the Power of Black Resistance. Here's a small preview of the exhibit, so you'll want to go see it. If you haven't seen the exhibit, it's being held over until April 30th. The theme for our Black History program this year is Black Resistance, From Enslavement to the Path of Freedom. Resistance means not yielding, but standing up, fighting back. Our exhibit shows that from the time the first Africans arrived in the colonies to today, we see the resiliency of our people. The exhibit starts with the first slaves arriving in the colonies in 1619 and has a list of the major slave revolts. We move on to the way in which laws were made to hold our people down. We share information about the Civil War, Reconstruction, and the Jim Crow era. Through all of this, we organized, planned, litigated, protested, and educated ourselves. We are now doctors, lawyers, astronauts, scientists, artists, teachers, major sports figures. We have had our first Black president and now have our first Black woman sitting on the highest court of the nation. All of this is included in our exhibit. Take time to come to the Petaluma Historical Library and Museum to see the history and the present lives of the African American people who were originally brought here as slaves and how they have overcome many of the challenges placed before them. The museum is located at 20 4th Street, downtown Petaluma, and it is open Thursday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't forget to check out our webpage at pbcd4us.com to see the other events that Petaluma Blacks for Community Development have put together. Up next, Celeste Austin will read to you Black is a Rainbow Color, written by Angela Joy and illustrated by Ikua Holmes.
Well, it's wonderful to be here, and I'm honored to be reading a children's story. The title of the title of the children's story is Black is a Rainbow Color, and as was mentioned, Angela Joy and Ikuyu Holmes. Black is a rainbow color. Red is a rainbow color. Green sits next to blue. Yellow, orange, violet, indigo, they are rainbow colors too. My color is black, and there is no black in the rainbow. Black is a crayon tangled in a box. Black is a feather on white winter snow. Black is the dirt where sunflowers grow. My color is black. Black are the braids in my best friend's hair. Black are the bottoms of summertime feet. Black are soft circles that spin down the street. My color is black. Black is a rhythm. Black is the blues. Black is sidewalking in spit-shine shoes. Black is the robe on Thurgood's back. Black are the trains on railroad tracks. Blacks are the eyes on salted peas. Black are the shadows of, old magnolia trees. Black is molasses from the tall sugar cane. Black is soft singing. Hush now, don't explain. Black is the color of ink staining page. Black is the mask that shelters his rage. Black are the birds in the cage that sing. Black is a color. Black is a culture. Black is history. Black is family. Black is memory. Black is community. Black is love that lives inside of me. My color is black. All right now, come on with it. Black are the stones bearing witness to prayer. Black is the faith in freedom not seen. We have a dream. Black was the man who gave the world his dream. Black is a color. Black is a culture. Black are the branches that carry my name, weaving, wrapping, lifting, laughing, hoping, grasping, quiet, strong. Our color is black. So you see, there's no black in the rainbow, no black in green or blue, but in my box of color, black is rainbow too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Celeste. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you to help me welcome back the Grapevine Youth Group and their Black Resistance video. Our amazing youth group created this video themselves, so we hope you enjoy it.
Hi, this is the youth from the Grapevine Leadership Program, and today we're here to show what Black resistance means to us.
When I think of Black resistance, I think of Bill Russell, because not only was he one of the best basketball players and the all-time championship-holding record, but he was also an activist. He led marches from Roxbury to Boston. He also conducted clinics in Mississippi for white and black kids as integrated sports, as a part of a fight for freedom.
Black resistance to me means fighting against what is wrong and needs improvement. And it means knowing that it can't just be fixed easily, and it requires a lot of hard work and teamwork and making people hear your voice. And I think Black resistance also means always believing just your heart and like what's in your heart.
My poem was Boy Breaking Glass by Gwendolyn Brooks. It is about Black people surviving in ghetto America. It is freedom from the clutches of society and resistance to stereotypes. The story is about a boy who fortunately escaped, but society doesn't believe freedom is something that he should be able to experience. The line, "I shall create, if not a note, a whole, if not an overture, a discretion." This is the boy saying he won't leave any note behind his leaving, but instead a hole in their lives. His escape is not only something new, but a violation of others' expectations of him.
My name's Azalea, and I'm going to be talking today about Black resistance. So first off, what is Black resistance? Black resistance is when you stand up for what you believe in. You can show how you feel about racism, police brutality, racial injustices, etc. by being a strong speaker. Also, you can do that peacefully. So if I show Black resistance, I will make sure to be brave and self-aware. So when I do show my Black resistance, I normally let others know that, hey, that's not okay. Don't do that. So those are all my opinions on this topic. I hope you enjoy. Bye!
My definition of Black resistance is standing up for all the people that can't stand up for themselves. The fight for equal rights and all its hardships through the Black Lives Matter movement. The way we are all able to come together and fight for what is right. How we are able to take a stand no matter how hard or painful it is. All for equality.
Alright, hello. My name is Michael Shaw. And if I could have a moment of your time to talk about what Black resistance means to me. My video today is about Nat Turner, a former slave and the leader of the Bloody Rebellion. The email asked what I thought when I thought of Black resistance, and whenever I think of Black resistance and or Black History Month or February, I think of Nat Turner and everything he did. He's not very famous, so if you want to, you can look him up.
Black resistance is a very important thing in history. Black resistance is what has allowed Black people to fight back so effectively against racism. Malcolm X is a very important figure who represents Black resistance. Malcolm X was a very brave man because he risked his life fighting back against racism. He even died fighting back. Originally, his opinion was that fighting against racism peacefully wasn't enough. Then he went to Mecca and his opinion softened a little. When I think of Black resistance, I think of what Malcolm X did for Black people. I also think of things like speaking up against racism.
Hi, I'm Leo Abrams, and I am part of the Grapevine Youth Leadership Program. I believe that Black resistance refers to the strategies and actions that people of African descent have taken throughout history to resist oppression, racism, and discrimination. It is a broad term that encompasses a variety of movements, including civil rights activism, anti-colonial struggles, and anti-racist organizing. Black resistance can take many forms, such as organized protests, boycotts, strikes, sit-ins, and other acts of civil disobedience. It can also involve cultural expressions of resistance such as art, music, and literature that challenge narratives and celebrate Black identity and culture. Black resistance is rooted in a long history of struggle against systemic oppression, including slavery, colonialism, segregation, and other forms of discrimination. It has been led by a range of Black activists, including Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Angela Davis, Fannie Lou Hamer, and many others. Today, Black resistance continues to be an important part of the struggle for justice and equality, as Black people continue to face ongoing challenges in areas such as police brutality, criminal justice, economic inequality, and political representation. I believe that everybody can play a part in Black resistance.
Thank you again, Grapevine Youth Group. That's awesome. So we've come to the end of our program. I have thoroughly enjoyed being your MC this evening. And before you go, Faith Ross, the president of Petaluma Blacks for Community Development, will share closing remarks and announcements.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. My heart's heavy. I've seen so much, and I've just heard so much tonight. I just really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who has participated on this program. Just you being here and being able to share this with us, I thank you. Today, we celebrate our 45th anniversary. That, to me, is amazing. Amazing because it was just a few Black families who had moved here, who came together and formed this organization together. On the back of your program, with the Negro National Anthem, you see some of our programs over the year. There's just way too many to put in one spot. And so we show you some of them. The last 2 years were a challenge for us with the pandemic taking over our lives. But we managed to still produce 2 fantastic exhibits and 2 virtual programs. This is a testament to our resilience handed down to us from our forefathers. That is not to say that we didn't have allies working night and day with us. We are proud of the friendships that we have made and those who have been willing to work beside us, encouraging us, and sometimes giving us a rest while they carried the heavy load. We thank you very much. In 2001, we launched our youth program, and I want the young people that are here tonight to please stand. I am so proud of them. I'm thrilled. They're amazing. They are so amazing to me. We have students from many of the cities in Sonoma County, and they are engaged and working hard. They meet with speakers on various topics, they do service projects, and they have their own garden, which has already fed some with food insecurity. That's amazing. Yes, and yes, they do go on fun field trips. This summer, we have a grant that we're going to be taking some of them to Washington, D.C. This was a grant from the Community Foundation, Sonoma County, and we're really looking forward to it. I want Christy to stand up because Christy has been one of the people in the forefront of working with our youth. And I want to tell you just briefly about one of the legacy grants, a grant that we've gotten from a person who says that he's going to give us this grant every year. Not a grant, but funds to help fund our youth group too. We got the grant for the Washington, D.C. trip, but we've also needed monies for other things. That's a part of what we do. We go around and ask for money. But to do the things that we do. And this program is a testament to that. This is a testament to what we do with the funds that are given to us. Last Sunday, we had a program at the museum, but first, before I talk about that, I'm getting all nervous and everything. But anyway, number one, donations. Go online. You can donate to us. Thank you, Supervisor Rabbit, for giving us the monies also to produce this program. And I also wanted to, before I go to the last thing, is to acknowledge some of the people in our audience. I know that Dennis is on the city council and he's here. I saw Teresa Barrett come in, one of our prior mayor, and I'm not real sure if anyone else is here or not, but those two I did see come in, and we thank you for being here tonight. Now, last Sunday, we had a program on at the Museum of Sonoma County. It was created by one of our members, Denise Ward, and I want to share just a few minutes of that with you because it was just beautiful. I'm sorry if you didn't get a chance to come, but this way you get a chance to see some of it. We've had a terrific month this month, and we're trying to make sure we don't just stop and celebrate Black History Month in just this month. We're going to continue to celebrate. We have a program on March 19th. Sharon Henderson is coming from the East Bay to sing. She's a gospel and jazz singer. If any of you heard her last year, she's fantastic. And so go on our website and buy your tickets to see her. And also, we're having a Rosa Parks Day at the museum on March 5th, before the March 19th program. So for children, I want you to be there, but also adults, come and see our exhibit. It's fantastic. I have to say so myself. It's really a good exhibit. So please come out and take a look at it. Anyway, the show on last Sunday was at the Santa Rosa Museum. It was called Art and Conversation, Black Resistance and Contemporary Art. And it will be on our website, I think, in a couple of weeks or so. The last thing I want to say is I really want to thank Lou Swire for his service, for him. Lou put this program together. He has, he's worked on it for so long, and I just need to thank him personally for doing that. The rest of the people who have been working on our program, the exhibit, and behind the scenes on a lot of stuff, their names are listed in our program. Also, our donors are listed in the program. Thank you.
Thank you and good night.